Hi, in this video I'll talk to you about the plumber. This is the third time the plumber comes to visit us, and this is the third time he found me in bed in the living room. And he said in Spanish, cogiéndolo suave, which means taking it easy. To which I responded, oh, this is what I do every day. Of course, I do have a job, and I'll get into it here. So, the plumber was supposed to come today. Today's Sunday. The spouse said yesterday, Daniel, I could buy the snake for the drain. I saw the plumber do it twice before. And then Daniel was thinking yesterday, that plumber remembers me because both times he came, he saw me in the living room on my bed. And then I started thinking, I remember my mom, grandma. She said, thank you, sir. And she said it with so much respect and giving him $150. This time he gave us a discount. The spouse paid him $125 total, but she only had $80 today, and he'll stop by another day to pick up the balance. Now here I'm thinking, I don't fix anything because I can predict what my mother is going to tell me in an ugly tone. You are not a plumber. You will ruin it. You don't know how to do it. You are a good for nothing. Stop him. Referring to my spouse. Stop him. I'll call the cops and get you Baker acted. Granddaughter, bring me my phone. So this is why I don't help. Daniel doesn't help. But this is what I responded to the spouse. This is all my thinking, right? Yes, spouse, I will help you if you help me do it. And we record a video together. I will even help you get $2 million if you begin working with me and being respectful. So then she went to Walmart, and the spouse came back. And I asked her, okay, so did you bring the snake for the drain? And she said, that was too much. I decided to just pay the plumber. So that's how the spouse, she wants my help, but she doesn't really want me to do anything. So here goes the kicker, the funny part. I did make the spouse read with my son in Spanish yesterday. She read to him for 4 minutes, and I recorded it. Spouse said, no, don't record me. Daniel said, when you are dead, this is all our son will have. Now sit closer and hug him. Spouse, don't tell me what to do. Note, she speaks this in Spanish. No me digas qué hacer. Later, our daughter, says, our daughter, but her disciple, said, make him sleep in the small bed, referring to my son and disciple. I want to sleep in the big bed meaning with you, Mom. But the boy stays put, and he did sleep in the living room with me all week and wants to sleep with his mom. Half an hour later, I turn off my light in the living room, and I notice their light is on. So I go over there and I say, son, come with me. The spouse says, no. Then I say, then turn off the light. Then turn off the light then. And the spouse, the spouse, she said, daughter? Because apparently the spouse had dozed off with her arm over her eyes, and the daughter had not turned off the light yet. She was reading. The daughter was reading a book in the same room, and the spouse had her arm over her eyes. Okay, I wrote that. Note that the spouse is chronically exhausted and irritable and hates my suggestions and constant prodding. I'm constantly trying to get her to do something. And to my viewers out there, do you remember that I gave away my new bicycle so that the spouse would finally start riding her bicycle with the kids? That's what I was thinking. But my plan backfired. I ended up using my spouse's bicycle for 2 years with that tiny bicycle seat, because until she finally bought me a used bicycle and a new big seat for me. Because she just wouldn't go with the kids. My excuse was, I don't have a bicycle anymore. And she said, well, then they can just stay inside. And I'm like, oh, what a woman. She won't take her kids on a bicycle ride. So, to everyone out there, I know I try to control her, but otherwise she won't read to the boy or even hug him all day long. She is like in Marlowe's monkey mother experiment. She is the wire mother. She'll feed us, but she won't say, well, she does say good morning, but she won't give us a hug. Like this morning, it was Sunday, and I told her, sit down with me. She says, no, I have to make breakfast, pancakes. And I said, well, what time do you have to go anywhere? She said, I have to go somewhere at 11 o'clock. I said, well, isn't that the time the plumber is coming? And she said, yes. So luckily the plumber came like a half hour earlier. And well, I've been up since 6 in the morning because I had my my oatmeal and stuff. And she got up around 8 o'clock and she said, what time did you leave did you put the cats outside? And I said, 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, I said 6, but then she started, don't let them out at that time. So I said, oh no, it must have been 7:30, 8 o'clock. Not that I was lying. It was, I didn't know what time it was when I opened the door for them, but it was light outside. She says that if I let them out at night or in the darkness, the cats will get lost. And they have gotten lost. Not these two, but the old one has gotten lost. So she knocked, get this, she went and knocked on every single door around the neighborhood. And the cat the next day came back home. I mean, this is something I would not have done. The cat left, but... And then she said someone was keeping the cat. And they said, no, I haven't seen it. But then they let the cat loose, the girl cat. All right. Oh, you have a show back there, huh? Eee. All right, what can I tell you? Oh, I said, well, you're not going to spend any time with me? Now, she's already... Okay, so, yeah, she was already... No, she wasn't... She had pajamas on. So she sat on the bed, and she said she was going to stay 10 minutes. Now, she's sitting by my feet, and I'm like, this is not what I had in mind. I wasn't going to think about sex or anything. I was just thinking about, like, gosh, you're not even going to stay and sit down and tell me what you're going to do today? No, she has no need for chit-chat, no need for... She's a soldier. Go, 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 go. High speed, high velocity soldier. Just go, go, go. So I said, okay, you're going to give me 10 minutes? She said, I have 10 minutes for you. I said, all right, well, sit down. And I put the iPod on the timer. She lasted 58 seconds. She got up and left. And I didn't say anything to get her angry. She just, I think the cat wanted to come back inside the house or something. And then she was flying back and forth. Then my son joins me, and he's on my left side, and I tell her, I think even the cat came to join us in my bed in the living room, which he doesn't like. And then the spouse, what did she do? She came to join us, and she stayed for 6 minutes because I timed her. I said, you might as well go for the full 10 minutes, break your record. Including the first 58 seconds. It was 5 plus 58 seconds. I mean, she was on the go. All right. I've been thinking, guys, for you newlyweds out there, if you, there's the other cat, huh? If you do live together, then move out. For the men, move out. And if you don't want to move out, at least have an extra apartment or an extra room somewhere. And this way you could just say, well, I'll see you on Monday, and it's like Wednesday or something. And I'll see you next week on Monday. And move out. Because I talked about the plumber earlier, and how much respect they have for the plumber. Because he comes, he fixes something, and he leaves. He gets paid and he leaves. If you don't like working, learn a money skill like plumbing or electricity. Do your work in 1 hour and get out of there. Or 2 hours, however it takes, and just get out of there. And you will be happier. Because otherwise you're working at $8 an hour at Walmart or a supermarket somewhere, and it's not enough. It's not enough. And I don't recommend driving. I'd rather do bicycle riding, but that's for another topic. This is only so that you don't deal with the police, because the spouse says that we have a friend that's 80 years old who finally got her age, and her son lives with her, but someone dropped him when he was a little kid, so he's different in the brain, supposedly. And what happens is every time the police siren comes, he thinks they come for him, because they have come for him 1,000, I don't know 1,000 times, but a bunch of times. And so the spouse was telling me that finally they're thinking she's too old to be with this with her own son. He's not married or anything, but the thing is, and they over medicate him, of course. When your hands shake and shaky hands and all that, that's too much medication. When you have heart problems, I read all of those prescriptions. They give you heart problems. So I could live with him because he's fun. I mean, but I get along with lots of people that are not my family. The reason I don't get along with the spouse is because I want the living room to be a weight room or an exercise room, and she wants it to be a dollhouse, a Better Homes and Garden magazine, nobody touch anything house, living room. So live alone and keep your tools. Yeah, like the plumber, he's got some tools that smell, the snake and all of that stuff. The gunk he took out in a bucket, we don't know where he put it though. Where did he put that stuff? He must have taken it with him, but what happens is, women like men. Some women like men, like the spouse I have at this moment, and the first spouse. They like men only for a date, and I don't know, just for like 1 hour, I guess. That's all they want the man. Then they said, okay, go away. They really don't have space for you in the United States at this time. I read some articles about the 1950s housewife, and they used to say things like, wave at the neighbor over there. It doesn't see me. They used to say things like, when your husband comes home, have his slippers ready. Uh, Give him a happy smile, I'm glad you're home and all that stuff. And, well, I guess that was because the husband used to work. And the reason I don't work is because she won't spend the money on what I tell her to spend it on. Um, you know? All right. This morning at church, we didn't go to church. We were too late. But anyway, we went. We hung out there. We had that school. The spouse finally agreed that she's going to read with my son, at least on the weekends, about the paperwork. Like, he's got a bunch of little pieces of paper that he gets from the school, and he didn't want to go to school this morning. And I told him, you don't have to go, but I'm going to. And the spouse interrupted. Doesn't, and she's driving. He has to go. What do you mean he doesn't have to go? And then I told her, what about those people that don't want to work on Saturday and the boss says, you're going to work, you're going to do as you're told? And see, I'm about freedom and the spouse is about responsibility. She says, well, if they don't have any other money and they have to feed their family, then they have to go to work on Saturday and Sunday. And then I told her, that's wrong. The Jews don't work on Shabbat, I think. Saturday, I think. And she said, I know there are Messianic Jews that don't work on Sunday, but I think, I'm not, all right. But anyway, she says, well, they are rich. I said, how do you think they got rich? They don't work on Saturday. You need the time away from your bills and from your work, and you need family time. That's the purpose of life. And I really enjoy helping people. Like, I read about Booker T. Washington, and he said, number one, we develop three things. Number one is intelligence. No one should have to tell you to brush your teeth. That is just, you do it. Some people, you're at work and they say, sweep the floor. You sweep the floor. Then you say, what do I do now, boss? That guy is not using his intelligence. You got to be the type of worker that is, you swept the floor, and then you do what's next. You mop the floor. I mean, no one has to tell you. That's intelligence. The second thing that he develops is skilled hands, so that you can be a carpenter and fix things, or an electrician, or a plumber. And the third thing that he wants you to have is morality. That means that if you're selling pigs, your pigs are not sick. You're honest. You deal with everyone in an honest way. Enjoy your life. Go ahead and read a book by Booker T. Washington, Character Building. Now, he told me in the book to have skilled hands. And my mother did the opposite. She said, you're not a carpenter. No, you're going to ruin your hands. You see, she brought me up like a woman. In fact, she bought me a shirt and it had pink. And my son said, that shirt has pink on it. I said, it also has pink and black lines, and a cross. And my son says, that's a girl's shirt. And I said, most likely yes, but modern men, they wear pink now, I think. I wouldn't have bought it myself, but my mother has always treated me as a feminine man. And then when I had bullies at school, she says, just beat them up, Daniel. The masculine guys, they know how to do things as far as like fighting. And then the spouse says, you don't know how to fight. I don't believe in your skills. I said, that's fine. And yet, when I punched her accidentally, if that's possible and you believe that, She was going to scratch me in the arms. She was going to scratch me. And I saw the trail of blood right away, instantly in my brain. I said, no! And my arm shot out. She went down on the floor, and she didn't get up. And she doesn't believe I have reflexes, because I had to stop my reflexes in these years I've lived in her house. Go enjoy your life. Be better than I am. Take a look at all of my videos and learn what to do or what mistakes I've done, and avoid them.